We will now discuss the solution to exercise 1215. 1215 is another problem in deciding whether or not to drop or retain a segment. In this problem we have Boyle's Home Center, a retailing company which has two departments, a bath department and a kitchen department. On page 563 we have the contribution format income statements on a monthly basis for each of the bath department, the kitchen department, and the total store. We're told that $370,000 of the fixed costs that are charged to the bath department are sunk or allocated costs that will continue even if the bath department's dropped. We're also told that there would be a 10% decrease in the sales of the kitchen department if we were to drop the bath department. Our assignment is to determine if the bath department is dropped, what will be the effect on the operating income of the company as a whole. Well, when we look at this total contribution format income statement, we see that the bath department has $700,000 of contribution margin. We also see it has fixed cost of $900,000. It's real easy to see that why someone might think this. It looks like a loser. It has $200,000 of a loss versus the kitchen department, which has a $600,000 profit. What we need to do in a problem like this is measure or compare what contribution margin we're going to lose from dropping this segment versus what amount of expense or cost we're going to lose by getting rid of this segment. When we isolate the bath department, we find out that by getting rid of the bath department, we will get rid of $700,000 of contribution margin. But in addition, we will also lose, by getting rid of the bath department, it will have an impact on the kitchen department. And we will lose 10% of the sales, which in effect will lose 10% of the contribution margin of the kitchen department. 10% of the contribution margin of the kitchen department is $240,000. When we take the bath department plus the kitchen department, we'll find that we'll lose in total $940,000 of contribution margin. Now the next thing we got to do is we got to look at, okay, what are we going to get rid of as far as cost? Obviously, if you're dropping a whole department, there's going to be some amount of cost you're no longer going to have. Well, the fixed cost of the bath department is $900,000, and they tell us in the problem that there's $370,000 of fixed costs that are being charged to the bath department, are sunk or allocated, and will continue even if the bath department is dropped. Therefore, that $370,000 of cost is in both alternatives. Keep the segment, drop the segment. Therefore, that $370,000 is irrelevant. What is relevant cost is the difference between the $900,000 and the $370,000, or $530,000 of fixed cost. That $530,000 of fixed cost will go away if we get rid of the bath department. So we see here, by getting rid of bath, we lose $940,000 of contribution margin. We also lose $530,000 of cost. Contribution margin less fixed cost, we have $410,000 of net operating income that we would lose or get rid of. So the decrease to the profit of the company would be $410,000 by dropping the bath department. This does it for our solution to exercise 1215. We see in this problem that by dropping the bath department is not a good move from the standpoint that we decrease the overall profitability of the company by $410,000.